On our final stretch, we discuss the components that make a computer, and we say now that all types of computers follow the same logic structure and perform the following basic functions or operations. And we already mentioned this in our earlier discussion, but we also talk about it further. That we say that each computer has the following operations, whereby we have the data input, we have data being stored, data being processed, the data given out, and the computer itself controlling all of these functions. So those are the functions that a computer or any kind of a computer performs. So, and we have a basic building block of a computer, whereby we have the input, we have the output on this side, and we have the CPU. So technically, any computer will have an input devices, and we are going to discuss them shortly. But before we go there, we're going to talk about input devices like keyboard. It might be physical or virtual. Most of the tablets or smartphones have virtual keyboards. Talk about mouse or touch screen. So these are the input devices. And now the output devices again is the screen of a computer. The other computers that call them VDUs or visual display units. Other kinds of outputs are which one? Of course, the laptops are the phone screens, smart screens. What is the other output? Other output devices are like printer. Printer is also an output device that allows you to see what computer has processed. And then now we have the CPU. CPU is the one that performs the operation. So we have three. It is broken into three. One of them is where the data is stored. Then we have the one where the processor, where data is processed, or calculations or logic operations. We normally call them arithmetic operations, where you do perform addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division. Then we have logic operations where we say bigger than, less than, equals to, etc. So those are what we call logic operations. They are performed by a logical unit. Then the last one is this control unit that normally controls all of this. It performs controlling how the input is coming in, controls how the output is going out, and it controls how the data is stored and how the calculations are performed. This is called the control unit. The speaker is also an output. We'll see them. There are very many other outputs that you can find. So now to discuss the individual ones, we are saying now that the input unit, this unit contains devices with the help of which we enter data into the computer. This creates a link between the user and the computer. The input devices translate the information into a form that a computer can understand. Now let's talk about the CPU. We also call it the short form of the central processing unit. CPU is considered as the brain. So if you are dividing the CPU, you should always tell me what it is. It is the brain of the computer. It performs all the types of data processing, and it stores data. It creates or keeps some intermediate results. It also stores the instructions or programs, and it also controls all the parts of the computer. CPU itself has the three main components, just like we have said: the arithmetic and logic unit, the memory unit, and the control unit. Now, last but not least is the output unit, and the output unit consists of devices with the help of which we get the information from the computer. This unit is a link between the computer and the users. Output devices translate the computer's output into a form that is understandable by the users.